So this is something that I always love to hear from athletes about what they're seeing when a play happens, because we see it in real time, and whether we want to admit it or not, we see it as fans, especially when it's our team. But these guys are looking at the how. You know what I mean? Instead of the what, these guys are looking at the how. And what I mean by that is, how did that happen? We're just going, yay, hooray, it happened. Fandom is great, right? But he looks at it differently. He sees it in a different way. I love hearing these guys talk about what they see on a play like this. So, without further ado, Art, have I done enough
You've done plenty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joique Bell.
Really quick, guys, let's take a look at this. Usually when you're backed up this far into your own territory, you're going to run a play just to give your quarterback enough room to be able to throw a couple passes, kind of get you out. You don't want to really drop back into a pass setting here, because if you look here, they've already had a safety on them because they're losing 2-7. So right now, let's play it out. They just want 4 to 5 yards to kind of give them some breathing room. When you have Derrick Henry, we're not satisfied with 3 or 4 yards. We're not satisfied with that. If you look at how fierce, he has one of the most deadliest stiff arms in all of the NFL. That, in my opinion, is his best move, is his stiff arm, followed by his speed. And the way that he's able to energize his team, I mean, look at all his teammates. They ran 99 yards down the field to cheer him in the end zone. That's how much energy he brings to this team. Now, if you look at this play right here, the Jaguars are in their sub defense, their sub 4-3 defense. They're playing an under look right now, where you have a shade to the center, a 3 technique, and then you also have a 7 technique. You have your guys out here as well. Right now, the Titans, they have a overload left, where they have 3 tight ends on the left-hand side. Just for more, you have 5 blockers on one side. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. You have 6 blockers, basically, including the runner. So let's play it out in slow motion. Pause it. Now, if you look right here, these defensive linemen, they all have a certain gap. There's nowhere for 50 to fit in right here. All these gaps are filled. He should come over here to the C gap and fill that gap, but he doesn't. Play it. Pause it. By him not going to this side to fill this gap, he gets walled off inside, giving Derrick Henry a clear lane to just come through the outside. It'd be one-on-one with the safety. Play it. Slow motion. He's out in the open field. Pause. Now, when you start to get to the numbers, as a running back, we're taught one thing. Do not take the sideline away from, do not get too close to the sideline that it becomes a defender. You want to use the sideline as an ally. And so what he does well is he sees that he's going towards the sideline, and he sees the defender that doesn't really want to tackle him, but he kind of wants to guide him to the sideline and push him out. Hit play. He puts his foot on the ground, and he attacks this defender, pushes him, and then uses the sideline as an ally to get back down the sideline. And now he's going to use his speed. Go ahead. And looking back and stepping the guy in back of him, throwing him in front of him, spinning him around like a top. Get off me, young boy. And if you hit pause right here, 21 is just literally just chasing him right now, just because when they go back and they watch film in the film room, he'll want to say, well, I didn't give up on the play. But he gave up on that play 40 yards ago. Hit play, and this is where his speed kicks in, and that's what makes him so deadly. That stiff arm right here, if you look at it, this stiff arm is deadly. Get off of me, little boy. Little boy. And then, hold up. He about to hit 48 with the, hold up, play it out. He's about to hit 48 with the bank, but hey, play's over. Derrick Henry, one of the best running backs in the NFL right now. Stay tapped in. Joique Bell with Ballin with Bell.
It's like a school presentation, but the guy is so good that you can't help but just be like, I can't do that. I didn't know that the sideline is your ally or your ally. I can't even say the word correctly.
I enjoy that stuff.
It's awesome.
I like, seriously, hearing guys talk about it. I enjoy that stuff. Just what they're seeing, and that feeling when your soul gets sucked out as well. Like what's going through the mind of the person who just lost his soul, and what's going through the mind of the person who just took your soul.
He took your soul.
He did. He took it.
He took it.
He owned it. But I couldn't agree with you more. That you aren't fooling anybody. You gave up on that play.
Yeah, you gave up. You gave up.
Like
he don't want no more of that, man.
No, you gave up on the play.
He made a You know what? He made a business decision.
Business decision.
He made a business decision, and after he got that first dose of Derrick Henry, he said, "You know what? I don't really want to go back for twos. I don't want to go back for seconds. You know what we call that in NFL?
What's that?
We call that free hurt. It's free. You can have it. I don't want it back. You can have it. It's free. Free hurt.
That's great.
Yeah, that's the way to bring the what." What's up, Adam?
Sean, do you think that if you were to break down that play, do you think that you could do the exact same? Like, I just feel like this is where being an athlete and obviously having an athlete on the network, it helps because the guy, he knows his shit when he's talking. Like, the way that you put it into words, man, I'm not kissing your ass. I mean it. Like, you've got a certain talent when it comes to expressing the play and explaining it to people like me and like similar, fans of the sport, but may not know the ins and outs of it.
Art, I have admitted this 100 times. I think one of the problems in my end of the business is I think we don't like to admit that we don't know what we don't know. And so maybe I'm a different type of guy. Joique Bell is going to look at something totally differently than I'm going to look at something, right? Period, end of story. And so, you're supposed to be the know-it-all guy. And look, can I tell you who won a championship in 1990 and all that stupid shit? Yeah.
It's not stupid. That's actually pretty talented.
But at the end of the day, you know what? When I sit down with Coach Winters or when I sit down with Coach Pinkel or going into hockey, I sit with Mike Vellucci and his staff and I listen to these guys and see what they're actually seeing and hear what they talk about. You know what hits you? You don't know shit. Like, honestly, I mean, you have to remember, these guys, lived that life. You know what I mean? I watch it. I may know more about the opposition and, what their history is and what year Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, but from watching the film and all that stuff. So I think people in my business, media members and ego, huh? But people in my business, you need to check your ego. Because you know what? I mean, that's stuff that, unless you're one of those media members that played, you know what? That stuff, I think it's great. I love it. I don't know, Art, it always goes back to something that I've always said. The day that you think you know it all, it's time to leave. Like, always be a sponge. Always be a sponge. It's you can always learn, man.
It's a process. And when you're done with your process, Art?
When you die?
When you die. That's when you're done with your process. So it's always learning, always growing. I've learned so much being on this show, listening to Sean and picking up some of his pointers, which he knows. So now you smiling. Picked up a lot of pointers from Sean.